I had to tell my wife I couldn't do the dishes anymore because Trump made it illegal for guys to compete in women's sports. Happy Sunday, everyone, and welcome back to the show. I'm Akorn. Hope all of you are having a great weekend and that you're ready for today's show of Laugh While the World Burns. We have a lot of good memes and some IDIOCRACY news this week, so let's get into it. Well, Democrats are calling for violence in the streets again. Me refusing to affirm your delusions is not a form of violence. No, them trying to force people to do so is a form of violence, though, because they are literally trying to force their will on others. What people think paying taxes is like, what it's actually like. Yeah, that sums it up.
I woke up and chose violence against the Red Hats today. I will wake up and choose violence against the Red Hats every day.
Florida man forced to pay child support despite DNA test proving he is not the father. Joseph Sinawa feels like he is fighting in an uphill battle against the state of Florida. He's being forced to pay child support despite a DNA test proving he is not the biological father. Only in these days. Anyone want some sugar-free sugar? Now just think of all the other products that claim they're sugar-free. Fight. Shut down the city. We are at war. We will bring the fire. We're gonna be on your resist. Various anti-insurrection congressional Democrats. Getting pretty tired of living through historical events. Well, it's better than the alternative. Lying with statistics. We interviewed 1,000 people that have played Russian roulette before. 100% of them survived the game. Conclusion: Russian roulette is completely safe to play. It's very true. The media often uses this same tactic. They just don't make it as apparent. It's kinda sad that there's even that many. Of course, that goes for all of politics. Disney remakes, original cartoons, live-action remake, Tinkerbell, The Little Mermaid, Tarzan. Go on, Disney, I dare you. From France comes a call for Trump's America to return Lady Liberty. Here's why it won't happen. Maybe, but there's something seriously wrong with Lady Liberty there. Alright guys, when we get out there, remember to spread out and be as annoying as possible. With all the videos that I see on YouTube, you would actually think that this is kind of how the conversation goes. Republicans explaining what happened to their career after voting no on the CR. You'll never look at candy corn the same way again. Well, they're not wrong. Border crossings drop 90% after Trump crackdown. Was it something I said? President Trump's crackdown and rhetoric seems to have impacted the border as a Mexican National Guardsman patrols empty land by the wall. Crossings, detentions, and the number of migrants in New York City shelters have all dropped dramatically. Celebrity-backed climate change finance company is bankrupt after Democrat-linked co-founder arrested for $145 million fraud scheme. A climate change finance company that was backed by big-name celebrities has filed for bankruptcy. The bankruptcy follows the arrest of the company's co-founder for allegedly attempting to defraud investors of $145 million. That's what all of that stuff is for. My reaction to almost everything these days. I told you so. That's pretty much true. And there's a lot more to come, but at some point, I'm afraid things are gonna change direction. Guess we'll see. Liberal women be like, the recommended age to use a Ouija board is 8 years old. So you need to be 21 to drink alcohol, but only 8 to summon demons. Same thing applies with only having to be 18 to go in the military.
That's why he won. People like you. That's why he won. That is why he won, because of people like you need to stop it. Let him live.
Bro, just like, bro, chill, bro.
You're okay with that? He's a racist.
I love, bro. How can I be
He's
racist,
a
bro?
racist.
Okay with it?
If you fucking voted for Trump, you're a racist. He's a racist.
How can I be racist?
No, he's not. Leave him alone.
Doesn't watch the news.
You realize he wants to be Democrat.
I'm highly educated.
Oh, are you? Then why are you wearing that hat?
Everything's going up for I don't know how long. The Democrats been running New York since who knows how long. But then Trump comes in and tries to
Alright, well, this is my style. I hope you enjoy the hat.
oh, God, attack
Trump signs order banning trans women from women's sports. Such a law shouldn't even have to exist. A Florida man grabbed an officer's taser after being tased 5 times during an arrest on Tuesday. Floyd Thomas Coburn, 25, was arrested and charged with resisting arrest with violence and depriving a law enforcement officer of his protection after police were called to a disturbance at a Florida area Steak and Shake, according to the Daily Commercial. When Coburn's girlfriend drove off following an argument at the restaurant, Coburn ran across 5 lanes of traffic to try to stop her from driving away. Democrats when you tell them that it's illegal to be undocumented.
I don't always comb my hair, but when I do, I use a balloon.
That honestly is what it looks like. That's probably what these guys are doing in Fort Knox right now. Got bored today, so I put a hazmat suit on and went around chalking a big red X on random people's driveways. That'd get you arrested these days, and in certain cases, maybe for good reason. Diversity in real life. Diversity in woke culture. Hey look, the coexist people are burning stuff down again. How about instead of adding a pink ribbon to their products this month, companies actually remove the ingredients from their products that cause cancer? Seems like these days, that includes almost everything. Biden, Blinken, Milley, and Austin left $188 billion in military assets to the Taliban, with 13 Americans unalived, and you libtards want Hegseth to resign over a text. A pic of me when I wasn't in debt. I think that's most of us these days to some degree. Pardon? This can't be true. Biden's son, Romney's son, Pelosi's son, and Kerry's son are all linked to or on the board of directors for energy companies doing business in Ukraine. Me. No more. Your dog food bag says 1 cup. The dog. The Oreo box surely doesn't say 16 Oreos. But here we are. I could see my dog saying this if they were able. If cutting government funding shuts down an NGO, it wasn't really a non-government organization. Introducing the Tesla Street Cred Edition. Pre-keyed, scratched finish, urban tested. Why wait to get keyed by your neighbor when we can do it for you? I think some of these people is going to have their cars wrapped to make it look like it's already been beat up and vandalized. Another inconvenient truth for liberals. Abraham Lincoln paid reparations through the Freedmen's Bureau in 1865. They gave all free black men 40 acres on a meal, plus food, clothing, and farm tools over a 7-year period until 1872, and was then ended by Democrats. Look it up. Congressional Democrats are ignorant of this piece of history. Now you know. You cannot hide. Alleged Tesla fireball finds out actions have consequences, possibly decades in federal prison. Being a violent illegal immigrant criminal gets you a one-way bus fare. U.S. boy trapped in Florida stuffed toy arcade machine. A young boy became stuck in a machine in an amusement arcade while attempting to win a toy in Titusville, Florida. Mason crawled through the machine's small door where a prize would normally fall to get a hold of the stuffed toy. An off-duty fire officer was eating in a nearby restaurant when he noticed Mason was trapped. The boy sat calmly in the machine as it was prized open. Prized? Supposed to be pried open, the local fire department said. I've seen a similar story like this back some time ago. We had this meme in last week's show, but now Xavier has fixed it. The world. Why does the U.S. always need to get involved with world affairs? The U.S. We're going to remove ourselves from world affairs. The world. If you didn't flip out when Biden fired federal workers for not getting a "we don't really care what you think about Trump firing federal workers for not contributing anything." If the Titanic sank in 2025, we'd sure know about it sooner. Actually, you'd know about it long before this. They'd be on the deck of the ship, busy streaming live, instead of getting into the lifeboats. Jasmine Crockett forgot to put on her eyelashes. Beware of Doggy. He especially hates bureaucratic waste. There was a bunch of you in the comments on last week's show that said I should pronounce it Doggy. I figured in this case, it fits this meme. Liberals yelling at the people whose policies destroyed our cost of living. Thousands of years knowing how to live off the land. It only took 2 generations to forget it all. It's very sad, but very true. North Bay Cybertruck owner offers $25,000 reward for information after vehicle vandalized. Police in Novato are investigating a targeted attack of felony vandalism involving a Tesla Cybertruck early Friday morning. It's the second attack on a Tesla in that city in a week. Me showing a rich old man with dementia our family photos generated by AI so he can include me in his will. This is a prime example. There's no need to hold presidential elections anymore. This is the king. Now, guys, if the left had said something similar to this, the right would have been raising Cain. Not only is it memes, though, Trump won't rule out seeking a third term in the White House. Tells NBC News there are methods for doing so. President Donald Trump said in a Sunday morning phone call that he was not joking about a third term, adding that it's far too early to think about it. Another article, Trump said he's considering ways to serve a third term as president. President Trump said Sunday that I'm not joking about trying to serve a third term. The clearest indication he is considering ways to breach a constitutional barrier against continuing to lead the country after his second term ends at the beginning of 2029. Like I stated before, if the left had said anything near this, the right would have been up in arms by now. From some of the things that I've seen in recent weeks, there's still a lot of hypocrisy coming from both sides. Raise your hand if you grant Elon Musk permission to audit where the government spent your tax dollars. Nuclear bunker sales increase, despite warnings they won't provide protection. How the IRS will receive my tax forms. You could try it, but I don't think it'd go very well. And I'll end today's show with this. When you trigger the intolerant left so hard, you can make the ones who scream for green energy and climate change resort to burning down electric cars and charging stations for their cause. And if you use Rumble, remember to click on the link down in the video description and go over and follow me on Rumble, as those videos will be extended editions with some content that I didn't show here on YouTube. If you enjoyed this series and would like it to continue, please share these videos with your family and friends. Also consider hitting that like and subscribe, and click the bell so you don't miss any future episodes. I'd like to thank all of my channel members, super thanks, buy me a coffee, those ordering merch, and all of my subscribers and viewers for your support, because this show is only made possible by viewers like you. That's it for today's show, but I'll see you guys back here on Friday's show. Until then, I thank you all for watching. You guys take care and stay safe this week. This is Akorn, over and out.